आगे चलते हैं। हम कल हम लोग रिडक्शन रिएक्शंस कर रहे थे जिसपे वी वर डूइंग द एडिशन रिएक्शंस. Today we are going to do a special kind of reduction which is known as bimolecular reduction or pinacol formation. So over here pinacol is going to be a diol which is formed, right? So what are we having over here? In this case we are taking two molecules of acetone, right? And we are taking reducing agent as magnesium and mercury amalgam, and over here the solvent which is going to be taken is benzene, right? When we are going to get an addition product over here which is going to be unstable, as there are two molecules, so two molecules means we have CH3. Similarly we will have the second molecule which will have the two alkyl groups, and the oxygen which is present in both the cases, that is bonded to magnesium. Now this is a temporary formation of a compound which is going to be unstable. As soon as this compound is going to be hydrolyzed, both these oxygens over here, they are going to be hydrolyzed in such a manner so as to give us a diol. So we have CH3, OH, CH3 and OH. This is known as pinacol. Okay, and with this we are going to get the byproduct as magnesium hydroxide. Clear? Otherwise, if you're looking at the IUPAC name of this, it is going to be 2,3-dimethyl butane 2,3-diol. Okay, so that is going to be the IUPAC name, but normally this diol, that is given one name which is known as pinacol. Okay, now over here this pinacol can be rearranged into pinacolone, and the arrangement is known as pinacol-pinacolone rearrangement. By reacting the formed this pinacol over here this is pinacol. Okay, now this can be, when this is subjected to an acidic medium and heated, this is going to lose a water molecule from here. So it will lose a water molecule, right? And this is going to give us pinacolone. There is going to be a rearrangement of the CH3 which is going to take place. So here water that is going to be liberated, and we are going to get pinacolone which has CH3 over here. नहीं, sorry, यहाँ पे आएगा double bond O and CH3 and CH3. This is the rearrangement of pinacol by in acidic medium when it is going to lose a water molecule to give us pinacolone. Okay, and the rearrangement that is known as pinacol-pinacolone rearrangement. That is the rearrangement which is done over here. Now the second type of reactions which we are going to discuss, these are addition reactions, and these are specifically nucleophilic addition reactions which we are going to discuss in our second type of reactions. Alright, so let's go on to the second reactions which are known as addition reactions. These addition reactions, they are nucleophilic addition reactions, and the mechanism we have already done. So the first one which we are going to do, that is addition of HCl. Addition of HCl. What is going to be the mechanism? If this is the carbonyl group which is present plus HCl, you know that the lone pair of electrons, they are going to be attracted more towards oxygen because of its high electronegative nature. So cyano being the Cn negative, being the nucleophile over here, is going to attack at the carbon, and hydrogen, that will being the electrophile, will go and attack at the oxygen, such as to give us an addition product which is known as cyanohydrin. Right? Now let's take an example. Please remember that this reaction is controlled with the help of a pH, and the pH which should be maintained for this reaction should be approximately 9 to 10. So basic medium is going to be required to make this reaction progressive. Let's take an example. We are taking over here CH3CHO plus pH 9 to 10, right? This is going to give us an H. This is known as acetaldehyde cyanohydrin. Okay? And if you're taking over here acetone same kind of a reaction. Again, the reaction will take place in basic medium to give us this is known as acetone cyanohydrin. Right? Now, why do we need to use, why this reaction is pH controlled? It is seen that HCl over here which we are using, HCl is a weak acid. As it is a weak acid, it is not going to completely dissociate to give us H positive ions. So in order to extract or remove the H positive ions from HCl, we need a basic medium, right? So generally what we do is we use a buffer over here. The buffer which we use is formed of NaCN and HCl. This is the buffer solution which we used. So the basic medium OH negative, if reacted with HCl, that helps to extract the H positive easily and thereby release the nucleophile. So we can get over here HOH plus Cn negative, which is otherwise difficult to remove. Okay? So as a result of this, the Cn negative that can be easily released and can be used in these reactions. So if we're not using a basic medium, we will not be able to dissociate HCl progressively, and thus the reaction that becomes slightly difficult. ठीक है? So main purpose यही है base use करने का कि Cn negative जो है वो easily यहाँ पे release हो जाए, so that the reaction that can go on. So let's just see what is going to be the mechanism of the reaction. If you're looking at the mechanism of the reaction that is going to take place in 3 steps. The first step is that is going to be the release of the Cn negative ion, okay, by reacting it with a base. The second step is the attack of the nucleophile on the carbonyl carbon. So we have this over here plus Cn negative. This is going to be attracted over here, and we are going to get an anion over here, O negative. So this is going to be the second step, and the third step, that is the addition of or attack of the H positive ion. So in the third step, the anion which is formed over here the H positive will attack at the oxygen to give us cyanohydrin. Okay? Now over here it is seen that the cyanohydrins which we form, they are very good synthetic agents to give us many other compounds. Let's see what what is going to be the use of cyanohydrins. So we are taking over here acetaldehyde cyanohydrin. When we are going to hydrolyze this in presence of an acid, it is going to give us lactic acid. That is the hydrolysis of the CN group that is going to take place. So this is known as lactic acid. Okay? Now when this lactic acid that is subjected to concentrated H2SO4, it is going to lose a water molecule to give us acrylic acid. So acrylic acid is going to be CH2, CH and COOH. This is known as acrylic acid, right? Also, when we are subjecting this to ammonia, if we are reacting this to ammonia, we are going to get an amine. This is 2-aminopropane nitrile. 2-aminopropane nitrile. And hydrolysis of this, that is going to give us alanine, one of an important alanine, which is an important amino acid which is found in the proteins. Okay? So this is how this helps us to find or form various important products. Just say if you're doing the hydrolysis, it is giving us lactic acid. When lactic acid is reacting with H2SO4, it is giving us acrylic acid. When this is reacting with ammonia, it is going to give us one compound which is 2-aminopropane nitrile, and this is going to lose a water molecule to give us alanine. Then we come to the next, addition of sodium bisulfate. In all these addition reactions, the mechanism followed is going to be same as we have done over here. The only thing is that sometimes the reactant which we are using over here, that is already reactive, so the reaction may not be pH controlled. But in case of HCl, because of the weak nature of HCl, the reaction is going to be pH controlled. Okay? So let's go on to addition of sodium bisulfite. We are going to the second reaction over here, addition of sodium bisulfite, NaHSO3. So we are first taking an example of acetaldehyde. Now in this case, sodium is the positive part and HSO3, that is going to be the negative part. So as a result, what is going to happen? That Na, that will go and attack at the oxygen, and HSO3 is going to attack at the carbon. So let's see what is the reaction like. We have CH3, C, SO3H, ONA and H. Now over here, to make the compound more stable, there is going to be a proton transfer which can easily take place. So, जो proton transfer यहाँ पे होएगा, that is going to be the hydrogen that gets transferred with the oxygen, and sodium will get transferred to SO3Na. This is known as bisulfite addition product. Now, while we are using acetaldehyde, it will be known as acetaldehyde bisulfite. Acetaldehyde bisulfite. Similarly, if we are taking a ketone, same kind of a reaction can take place. Double bond O plus NaHSO3 to give us same SO3H and ONA, then a proton transfer will take place to give us acetone bisulfite. So we have over here CH3 this is known as acetone bisulfite, right? Then the next reaction we have already done before in alcohols. The next reaction that is going to be addition of Grignard reagent. We've already done this reaction when we were doing the alcohol. Third reaction which we have, that is addition of Grignard reagent. The mechanism followed is going to be same. The negative part will attack at the carbon atom and the positive part that will attack at the oxygen. So if we are having, let's take first of all, alcohols are going to be formed in this case. We are taking first formaldehyde, which is going to give us primary alcohols, okay? And we take in a Grignard reagent. Let's say we are taking CH3 MgBr. Reaction in presence of dry ether. So CH3 that will go and attack at carbon and MgBr that will go and attack at oxygen, such that we have HCH CH3 OMgBr. Then the hydrolysis of this is going to be done when we will get over here primary alcohol. So we have CH and OH, and plus we are going to get a byproduct NaOH and Br. Okay? Similarly, if we are taking acetaldehyde over here, that will give us secondary alcohol. In presence of dry ether, this is going to give us CH3, ठीक है? और फिर उसके बाद हाइड्रोलिसिस, we are going to get over here a secondary alcohol, right? And ketones, you know that is going to give us tertiary alcohols. So this reactions, all these three reactions we have already done. In case of ketone, if you are going to take, that is going to give us tertiary alcohol. Okay? So this is the first kind of reactions which we have done over here. Nucleophilic addition reactions simply. The second type of reactions which we will do, they are nucleophilic nucleophilic addition reactions followed by loss of water molecule. So that is the second kind of reactions which we are going to discuss under the same category. Now these reactions, they are going to be known as replacement of carbonyl oxygen. Replacement of carbonyl oxygen. Now there are certain molecules like ammonia and derivatives of ammonia. Derivatives of ammonia, they are derived from ammonia only, and they are generally represented as NH2Z, where one of the hydrogen that is substituted by another, this thing over here, substitute, which is taken as Z, right? Now over here, when we are going to look at the mechanism of the reaction, what is the plan of the reaction over here, plus, I am going to write it like this, right? H2, so this is going to lose a water molecule, right? And we get an addition product, डबल बॉन्ड N and Z, राइट ना। ये जो हमारे को यहाँ पे ये एडिशन प्रोडक्ट मिल रहा है, दिस इज नोन एज imine derivative. This is going to be known as imine derivative. So let's just go on to the reactions. All the reactions they are going to have the same kind of behavior. The first reaction which we are going to do is reaction with hydroxylamine. Hydroxylamine is NH2OH. Okay, so the same kind of mechanism. We are taking over here acetaldehyde. Okay, and with hydroxylamine, the Z over here is going to be the OH group. This is going to give us oxime. Okay, so यहाँ से ये water molecule eliminate हो गया. We are going to get the product CH3 CH double bond NOH. This is known as aldoxime. Aldoxime. Similarly, if you are taking a ketone, same reaction, H2 is going to be eliminated from here, ठीक है, and we are going to get this is known as acetoxime. This is known as acetoxime, ठीक है. Then if you are taking a cyclohexanone, in that case also the same kind of a mechanism that is going to be, this is cyclohexanone plus we are taking hydroxylamine. ये निकल गया यहां से, and this is the kind of product which we are going to get over here, right? Cyclohexanone oxime, yeah, cyclohexane oxime, right? Now over here you must remember that when we are doing the next type of reaction over here in the same oximes, that is known as Bachmann rearrangement. Bachmann rearrangement, that is the rearrangement which is going to take place in oximes only. So if you are taking acetoxime, acetoxime is going to be CH3 C CH3 double bond NOH. This is acetoxime. We are reacting this with thionyl fluoride, SOCl2. And the reaction that is taking place in presence of an ether, there is going to be a rearrangement of this molecule which is going to give which is going to take place, where the O that is going to attack at this, arranged at this carbon atom, and CH3 that goes over here. So what are we going to get? The product which we will get is CH3 NHCH3. This is known as N-methyl acetamide. CONH linkage is over here. CONH linkage, that is the amide linkage. So we have over here N-methyl acetamide. ठीक है. Similarly, if you are taking benzophenone oxime, benzophenone oxime is C6H5 C double bond NOH and C6H5. This on rearrangement with SOCl2 and ether. This is going to give us N-phenyl benzamide. So same, we have C6H5, C double bond O and NH C6H5. This is known as N-phenyl benzamide. Okay, so this is a rearrangement which can take place if we are subjecting the oximes to SOCl2 in presence of ether. So this is the first reaction which we've done over here. Let's go on to the second reaction. The second reaction is reaction with hydrazine. Over here we did the reaction with hydroxylamine. The second reaction we are going to do is the reaction with hydrazine. Same mechanism will be followed, you will see. Hydrazine is NH2NH2. So this is going to form hydrozones. Okay, so we're taking acetaldehyde, reacting it with hydrazine, ये निकल गया इसमें से H2O, and this is going to give us hydrazone. Acetaldehyde hydrazone. In a similar manner, if we are taking a ketone, acetone we are taking over here. This is going to be eliminated, so this is going to give us acetone hydrazone. This is acetone hydrazone. ठीक है? The next reaction which we have, that is reaction with phenyl hydrazine. Reaction with phenyl hydrazine. Phenyl hydrazine is this is the formula for phenyl hydrazine. So same kind of mechanism that is going to be followed over here. Let's do the reaction with acetaldehyde. Okay, so from here this H2O that is going to be eliminated and we are going to get phenyl hydrazone. This is known as phenyl hydrazone. ठीक है? So this is acetaldehyde phenyl hydrazone, and if you're doing the reaction with ketone, it is going to give us acetone phenyl hydrazone. So if you're doing this reaction with a ketone, same kind of a mechanism is going to be followed here also. ये H2O निकल गया and this is going to give us acetone phenyl hydrazone. ठीक है? So you can see over here that the mechanism that is going to be same everywhere, right? So we've done the reaction with phenyl hydrazine. Now over here, if we are doing the reaction with 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrazine, that is also more commonly known as the 2,4-DNP test, which is given by the aldehydes and the ketones, where there is going to be a colored dye which is going to be orange, yellow or red colored dye which is going to be formed, which confirms the presence of aldehydes and ketones. So let's go on to the third reaction over here, reaction with 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine. Fourth reaction which we have, that is reaction with 2,4 this is more commonly known as 2,4-DNP derivative, or the full form is 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine. What is the formula of this? This is going to be the formula 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine, right? So we're going to do the reaction. Let's take the reaction with acetaldehyde over here plus H2N, NH, ओके ये H2O यहां से निकल गया. This is going to give us CH3CH double bond N, this is going to be 2,4-dinitrophenolhydrazone. So this is going to have some color. It may be orange, it may be yellow, it may be red. This is also 2,4-DNP. This is also known, given another name, it is also known as Brady's reagent. That is another name which is given. Okay, so this is going to be a test for aldehydes and ketones. Whenever we are reacting 2,4-DNP with either aldehyde or ketone, it is going to give us a color dye that gives us a test for the carbonyl group which is present in the compound. Okay, now let's go on to reaction with semicarbazide. Fourth kind of reaction which we are going to do, that is reaction with semicarbazide. Semicarbazide, that is going to be H2N, NHCO, NH2. This is what semicarbazide is. So again the reaction is going to follow the same routine. We're doing the reaction with acetaldehyde plus semicarbazide. It is going to give us semicarbazone. So that is going to be CH3CH. Water from here is going to be eliminated. That will give us double bond N, NH, CONH2. This is known as semicarbazone, acetaldehyde or acetyl semicarbazone. Similarly, you can do the reaction with ketone also. Okay, so this is what the reaction is going to be. Now let's just see the mechanism of all these reactions which we have done over here. We're looking at the mechanism. The mechanism will be carried out in the following steps. Right? So we have over here C double bond O, okay, plus the reaction in the first step, the reaction will take place in an acidic medium. So H positive, this H positive that will go and attack at the oxygen over here, and we are going to get a cation form. OH positive, right? And there's always already a double bond over here. This cation which is formed, that is resonantly stabilized such that we have over here, this goes on the oxygen, so we have single bond O and the positive charge that is going to come on carbon, right? So this is resonantly stabilized. In the second step, the carbocation which is formed is going to react with the derivative of ammonia. So we have over here COH with a positive charge, okay, and we are having over here the derivative of ammonia, which may be anything, right? Now this is going to attack, as the positive charge is present over here, this will go and attack at the carbon atom to give us an addition derivative over here, or an addition product. And the positive charge that is going to shift on the nitrogen. Then finally this is going to lose a water molecule over here, and it is going to give us the product. So let's go on to step 3. In case of step 3, first a rearrangement will take place. We are getting the following kind of compound which we've done in step 2. This is the compound which we've got in step 2. Now over here, this is going to lose a proton such that minus H positive, we are getting an intermediate over here. ठीक है? और यहाँ से and Z. Okay? Now this is going to lose a water molecule. So the water molecule that can be lost from here, and this bond that will shift here, and you get the final product. Double bond N and Z. Okay? Now 2 points you need to remember over here. Write down the first point. If the medium is highly acidic, then the ammonia derivative, being basic in nature, may form their respective salts. Number 2, if the medium is basic, the protonation of the carbonyl group will not occur. The protonation of the carbonyl group will not occur, and the reaction is not favored. So if it is highly acidic, then also the reaction is not going to be favorable, and if it is basic, even then the reaction is not going to be favorable. Therefore again this reaction that is going to be pH controlled. Okay? So you need to control the pH in such a manner that the reaction should not become very highly acidic, and the reaction should not also become highly basic. Got it? Okay. Then the next reaction, the 5th reaction which we are going to do, that is reaction with thioalcohols. Reaction with thioalcohols. Now thioalcohols, that is going to be C2H5SH. So 2 molecules of thioalcohols, they are going to react. Let's take acetaldehyde, double bond O, and thioalcohol is going to be when a water molecule that is going to be eliminated, and this is going to give us a compound which is diethyl methyl mercaptan. Now over here the reaction that will take place in acidic medium again. So this is going to give us CH3 CH S C2H5 and S C2H5. This is known as diethyl methyl mercaptan. Okay, This is going to be the common name of this. Then this again can also react with a ketone to give us dimethyl mercaptan. Why? Because there are going to be two alkyl groups which are going to be present. So the reaction is going to be same because we are doing the common reactions to both aldehydes and ketones. So if we are taking a ketone over here, again the reaction that is going to be same. Okay? The only thing is that instead of H over here, we are going to get a CH3. Right? Then the sixth reaction we have, that is reaction with PCl5. Reaction with PCl5. With PCl5, if you are taking acetaldehyde over here, then this is going to react with PCl5 to give us a dichloro derivative. So we have over here CH3CH gem dihalide, it is giving us 1,1-dichloroethane, and plus it will give us POCl3. Okay? And similarly, if we are doing the reaction with acetone, so this is going to be 2,2-dichloropropane plus POCl3. Okay? So this is what we are going to get over here. So over here the last reaction which we are going to discuss, that is reaction with primary amines. Again this is a test for aldehydes and ketones. Reaction of with primary amines, same kind of we are taking aldehyde over here, reacting it with a primary amine, water molecule that is going to be eliminated, and we are going to get over here CH3CH double bond NR. This is known as a Skiff's base. Aldehyde it is known as, or it is known as a Skiff's base. Okay? Aldehyde. A same kind of a reaction can be taken with ketone or acetone to give us ketomine. Yeah, acetoamine. So we are taking a ketone over here, we have double bond NR, right? So this is known as ketimine. So these are the reactions which we have done over here. A few of the reactions, we still have a few more of aldehydic reactions which are left, which we will do in our next class.